the press conferences started happening and the interviews with Nanos, what were you thinking?
Shut your mouth. Stop talking. That's pretty much what we were all saying. Is why is he out there?
They threatened to kill Nancy Guthrie. We had not heard that until now. We always knew that there was a consequence threatened if you don't pay by Thursday. Then by Monday, there's a second deadline, and the consequence is that the money goes up, I think, to $6 million. But we never heard that the other consequence was that they threatened to kill Nancy Guthrie.
They're getting some breaking news in the investigation into the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie.
1:44 a.m., February 1st, 2026, Catalina Foothills, Arizona. While the neighborhood slept, a phone rang. That call lasted less than 3 minutes. By the time it ended, the lights inside Nancy Guthrie's home went dark. The security cameras blinked out, and somewhere inside that house, a 75-day nightmare had just begun. Here is what we know. The masked figure that appeared at Nancy's doorbell camera at 1:47 a.m. did not hesitate. Not once. They moved through that property like someone who had memorized every corner, every blind spot, every vulnerability. This was not a random crime of opportunity. This was a blueprint. By the time you finish this video, we will show you exactly who made that blueprint. We will also show you the one piece of evidence, smaller than a coffee order, that handed the FBI their case on a digital platter. Stay with us, because this story goes places no outlet has covered yet. Now, here is the detail that changes everything. Nancy Guthrie had a pacemaker. While the kidnappers cut the power and killed the cameras, they forgot one thing. Nancy's own heart was still recording. That pacemaker logged every second of what followed. At 1:47 a.m., her heart rate exploded into sustained cardiac distress. Not a spike, not a flutter, a sustained 41-minute biological record of pure terror. Her body became the witness they never planned for. At exactly 2:28 a.m., the pacemaker data stopped syncing. Nancy had been moved. If you've been following this case, subscribe right now and hit the bell. We go deeper than any outlet has gone. You will want to be here when this breaks. The cameras saw nothing. The neighbors heard nothing. But 75 days later, a $152 transaction was about to make the FBI see everything. A $152 Bitcoin transaction sounds insignificant, but inside that microscopic number lived the entire architecture of the FBI's trap and the identity of the person who walked into it. Let us talk about what the kidnappers believed. They believed Bitcoin made them invisible. They believed the blockchain was a borderless vault, untraceable, anonymous, beyond the reach of any federal badge. They sent 3 ransom notes to media outlets, including TMZ. Each one demanded Bitcoin payments. Each one radiated confidence. That confidence was their first catastrophic mistake. Here is what you need to understand about the blockchain. It does not hide transactions. It broadcasts them, permanently, publicly, and without exception. Every wallet address, every transfer, every digital finger link. The ledger remembers everything and forgets nothing. The kidnappers were not hiding inside a fortress. They were performing on a stage with the lights fully on. On February 11th, the FBI's Cyber Division made their move. They sent exactly $152 to the ransom wallet. Not a dollar more, not a dollar less. That number was not random. It was a forensic seed, a microscopic digital tag designed to travel wherever the money moved. Think of it as a tracker bolted to the underside of a car. You do not see it, but the FBI watches every turn in real time. Promise one delivered. The $152 trap mechanism promised in Chapter 1. Now here is where desperation took over. Tomas Chioni moved the money. He attempted to wash the $152 through a chain of hot wallets, a technique designed to break the trail. But military-grade blockchain analytics software called TRM Labs tracked every hop, every bounce, every wallet address in real time, without blinking. The trail did not go cold, it went straight. It terminated at a centralized cryptocurrency exchange. And because of Know Your Customer laws, federal regulations that require exchanges to verify every account holder, that exchange had no choice. They surrendered the records. What the FBI found waiting inside those records was not a cartel boss. It was not a ghost. It was a verified government ID, a biometric facial scan, and a name: Tommaso Chioni. The digital mask had slipped. But the FBI still needed to answer the question that made this crime possible in the first place. The FBI had their name, but a name without a motive is just a starting point. To understand why Tommaso Chioni and Annie Guthrie allegedly targeted their own family's matriarch, you have to follow the money, all the way back to a secret Nancy was never supposed to overhear. Behind the luxury, behind the family dinners, behind the press conference tears, Tommaso Chioni was allegedly drowning. Investigators uncovered a multi-million-dollar web of embezzlement and illegal shadow loans. The facade was immaculate. The reality was collapsing. And in the weeks before February 1st, Nancy Guthrie allegedly overheard enough to understand exactly what was happening. She was not targeted randomly. She was targeted specifically, because she was the one person with both the access and the credibility to bring the entire structure down. Nancy had become what investigators call a terminal. Witness. Promise 2 delivered. The financial motive and inside job architecture promised in Chapter 1. So here is the alleged plan, broken into exactly what the evidence suggests happened across 5 deliberate steps. 1. Tommaso allegedly orchestrated the financial fraud over an extended period, building debt while projecting wealth. 2. Nancy allegedly overheard the clinical details of that fraud, making her the single most dangerous person in their lives. 3. Annie Guthrie allegedly provided the intelligence that made the abduction possible: security passwords, medical schedules, and the precise window when Nancy would be most vulnerable. 4. The kidnapping allegedly served a dual purpose: remove the witness and extract $6 million from the Guthrie family to cover the debt. 5. Fake informant letters sent to outlets like TMZ allegedly pointed investigators toward Sonora, Mexico, a physical distraction designed to trigger international red tape while the Bitcoin trail went cold. It did not go cold. The blockchain does not recognize international borders. A transaction made in Sonora sits on the same immutable ledger as one made in Tucson. The Sonora connection was a ruse. And every fake letter, every misdirection, every digital hop added more pages to a federal file that was growing by the hour. Annie sat at her family's table and allegedly knew everything. Drop your answer in the comments right now. Do you think Annie was the architect of this from the beginning? Or do you think she was operating under pressure from Tommaso? I want to read every single one. Annie allegedly built the map. Tommaso allegedly ran the operation. But between the 1:44 a.m. kill signal and the $152 Bitcoin mistake, the FBI had quietly assembled something far more dangerous than a theory. They had built a cage, and it had 3 walls. By day 75, the FBI's case had stopped being investigative. It had become prosecutorial. 3 distinct layers of evidence, each one independent, each one verifiable, each one pointing at the same 2 names. Layer 1, physical. At 1:44 a.m. on February 1st, a phone call activated the operation. Federal analysts used cell tower triangulation to trace that signal, the kill signal, to a device within the GPS coordinates of Tommaso Chioni's vehicle. He did not call from across town. He did not call from Mexico. He called from outside the perimeter of the home he allegedly helped destroy. Layer 2. Biological. Nancy's pacemaker did not just record her terror. It documented a crime. 41 minutes of sustained cardiac distress beginning at the exact moment the cameras went dark. Data termination at precisely 2:28 a.m., synchronized with her forced removal from the property. The kidnappers neutralized every camera they knew about. They forgot the one they could not see, beating inside Nancy's chest. Layer 3. Digital. The $152 transaction converted an anonymous extortion note into a verified federal identity. Tomaso's government ID, his biometric scan, his financial history. All of it now inside a federal database attached to a ransom wallet he controlled. Subscribe right now and turn on notifications. When the arrest in this case happens, and based on what we just walked through, it is coming, you will hear it here before you see it anywhere else. Every attempt to cover the trail added links to their chain. Every fake letter, every Bitcoin hop, every misdirection. The Department of Justice was not waiting for a lucky break. They were watching the Chionists build their own indictment. One digital breath at a time. The ledger remembers every cent. The pacemaker recorded every heartbeat. And the FBI had spent 75 days letting them talk. Tell me in the comments, which of the 3 evidence layers do you think is the most devastating in a federal courtroom? The GPS kill signal, the pacemaker data, or the Bitcoin trail? The answers in this community always surprise me. 3 layers of evidence, 75 days, 2 names attached to a federal file, and still, the one question that matters most has no answer. Where is Nancy Guthrie right now? Step back from the Bitcoin. Step back from the pacemaker. Step back from the indictment. Nancy Guthrie was a mother. She walked into her kitchen one ordinary morning. She overheard a conversation she was never supposed to hear. And from that single moment, the people she trusted most allegedly made a decision about her life that she never got a vote on. That is not a case file. That is a person. The FBI has built the cage. The Department of Justice is building the case. Tommaso Chioni's name sits inside a federal database attached to a ransom wallet. Annie Guthrie's alleged intelligence operation has been forensically reconstructed. But Nancy has not been found. Her location remains unknown. Her condition remains unknown. Whether she is alive remains the question that 75 days of investigation, of pacemaker data and blockchain analytics and cell tower triangulation has not yet answered publicly. The ledger is open. The betrayal has been audited. The arrest may be days away, but the most important question in this entire case has no answer tonight. I want to ask you something directly. Do you believe Nancy Guthrie is still alive? Tell me in the comments. This community has been closer to this case than most newsrooms. Your instincts matter here. We will not close this case until she is found. Subscribe and hit the bell right now. When this case breaks, the arrest, the charges, the location, you will hear it here first. Nancy Guthrie deserves witnesses. Make sure you are one of them. This story is not over. The ledger is still open, and we will be here when the last entry is finally made.